Good afternoon, or good evening. It's Tuesday, August 27th, I think. And just this time of year has become a nostalgic and even more nostalgic part of my life, of course, with this transition and things that have happened in the past that I'm still learning from. And crystals are such a big ally to me right now. And as I'm going through really exciting transitions and scary transitions, and I'm trying to kind of surrender and let go and stop fighting and stop trying to control. And as time has gone on and I notice these subtle energies, I realize how sensitive I am to them, and how I've built certain walls that have not stood the test of time, I guess, or I've had holes in them, so to speak. I love using metaphors. So lately I've been sharing with some close ones about how, this time of transition for me has, breathed air into events, traumatic or not traumatic, in my life. And when air gets into something, it rises, right? And the more it gets to the surface, the faster it goes. And I kind of feel like that's what my emotions are, right now when I think about something. Like, that's kind of how I react when the air is. I hope you understand what I mean. That's one I'm working on. However, that's kind of how I'm feeling, and everything is rushing to the surface. And sometimes I think I'm doing okay, and then other times I completely just lose it, and I lose a few days just from getting a panic attack or something traumatic happening to me. And those dark things never stop or go away, and I'm really trying to harness tranquility and mindfulness during these intense times in my personal life and on the planet, and just trying to be really present to positivity and subtle energies in that. So one element and specimen and / mineral I would like to speak with y'all about today is fluorite. It's really been coming up for me a lot and reaching out to me, and it's quite a fascinating specimen to look at. And lately I've received some books and information, and through the web and friends and things like that, just putting my feelers out about the mineral, and kind of getting some really cool connections. And I wanted to share that for anyone that might feel like this is resonating. I'm just sharing kind of my subjective feelings with it, and my objective observations as well. And I'd like to hopefully show you some pieces that I have, if my camera will allow. And right now I'm kind of just cleansing them so I can share them with you. It is really important to cleanse your crystals every so often. In some ways, they harness knowledge, and like a computer or any kind of software, it kind of needs to be updated. I like making metaphors and technology too, because crystals, like fluorite actually help us with our modern systems. So it's important to cleanse them when you have new intentions, or you're taking them somewhere. It's maybe an important full moon. So the first guy I wanted to share was this fluorite octahedron. This fluorite octahedron, if you can see, has a purple band through it, but you can only see it in certain certain ways that you hold it. I think that's really cool. To me, when I was looking at this today, driving in the car with Alex, I thought about how, for me subjectively, I had to go through certain things and shift my world in a different way to see a certain perspective, and I wouldn't have been able to see that perspective otherwise. And we are only human, and if we can be open to these other perspectives, we can really learn. We never stop learning if we're really open to it. I wish this could focus on closer because it's so freaking cool. But I'll post pictures on Instagram too. Hope you can check them out. So yeah, I thought about how, looking at this in a different perspective, I see all these different beautiful bands and stripes of fluorite. Fluorite is actually naturally clear, and it's also considered a perfect, it has perfect cleavage, which means it forms in a perfect 3D structure. It's an 8-sided 3D specimen, mineral, and I thought that was kind of cool. It reminded me of the 4 directions, and when you see different colors, that means that there are certain impurities inside of them, and we only say impurities just because the pure form of it is clear, just like quartz or a diamond. I did some research to find what green and purple would create, like what element came from that, but the only color I could find with a similar, with like conjuncting fluorite, was like a manganese ion, and that would make the fluorite orange. So another thing about fluorite, and this is a connection to that, is it forms in hydrothermal vents. So it's formed also in veins with metallic veins in the earth. So manganese, I think, is a metal. So I think in silver, copper ores, they're often found as well, which is really cool. So green and purple might be anything. I think I read somewhere that blue was something called, I think it was on minerals.net, it was like pyrium, all basic elements that make these impurities, just like something in a ruby. I think that's chloride, something like that. Don't quote me on that. So yeah, that was my download from this guy. Really special. Here's a different fluorite specimen that's purple. It's cubic, like I said, and you can see the cubes kind of growing within each other. And unfortunately, I can't have it perfectly focused, but it's like these little cubic octahedral triangle squares all over it. And it also, come to think of it, another mention is it has a hardness of 4, which means compared to a diamond, which is a hardness of 10, it's very flaky, very delicate. It can break really easily because of, I forget the word for it, but it's like, yeah, I can't think of the word for it right now. So, yeah, I'm sorry I can't focus on it anymore, but it's a really neat specimen. And it's literally called the rainbow mineral. It comes in every single color. It's found with other common minerals like quartz, calcite. It's very opaque or glassy. That's very common. Ooh, that's a cool focus. So yeah, this one I got at the mineral show, I think 2 years ago in Edison here. It's kind of cool. I'm living in New Jersey's biggest mineral show place every year, but I took advantage of that this year. So, he's a cool guy. I got him for Alex. And this one I've mentioned in different videos in the past is a fluorite amethyst specimen from Colorado. Really neat. Both of the colors can really sync up with chakras. So if you think about green being the heart chakra and purple being the crown, or a deep indigo, you know, the third eye, it's connecting your head and your heart and helping you see clearer through decisions that you're making, perhaps. Fluorite is very well known for a meditation stone, clearing your mind through, you know, chaos to order, order to chaos. It's really a great stone for that. If you can think about that in symbolic terms, the octahedron shape and the cleavage and how perfect they form, you know, it's like a manifest form of solidified thought. It's even on all sides. If you can think about that in that way, it's very helpful. This great book here I always go to. I was studying it before the video. If I could share anything else that, you know, comes from this. I go to this all the time. I read it all the time. It's so great. Mental enhancement, clarity, improved decision making. It's for all chakras depending on colors, I think. There was something Naisha Ahsian said in this book that I wanted to repeat. Which I think I just said, but she says it in a better way. Fluorite is a force of order in the stone kingdom. I love that. Giving form and structure to energies, ideas, and concepts. Can assist clearing away mental fog, confusion, or conflicting ideas. Balancing the brain. You know, it can help people that are really scatterbrained or like can't get their priorities straight, and getting order in that way, order to chaos. And, you know, there's always going to be chaos, but feeling order in that chaos, you know. Help with confusion, focus, learning, memorization. This book is great because it mentions mental, physical, spiritual aspects of each stone, along with color meanings as well. Like here, one of the authors, Robert Simmons, explains all the different colors and the properties specific to them. Purple fluorite is ideal for purification and access of the mind to the domains of spirit. You know, that crown chakra being connected. And it says green fluorite, the best being the deep green New Hampshire material, can cleanse and heal the heart chakra and can help make certain that the plans of the mind are approved by the heart. So different colors can mean different things. I love subtle energies like that and symbolism in that because they're very subjective as well. They have overall themes, but you know, you can connect to different ones shamanically given how it might make you feel and why you're drawn to it. So that's really cool. I wanted to share that because it's something that's really been exciting me, these octahedrons and learning more about them. I also have this awesome book that Amanda Midkiff gave me, crystals, and they're arranged by color. So it's kind of just like a very shortened version of this book of like mental, physical, emotional, you know, healing effects, personal uses, where they're found. This book mentions symbolizing changing chaos into order. Helpful to have around if your life is in need of structure, feeling scattered. You know, it encourages logic and clear patterns of thinking, which I think really comes through with the cubic octahedrons. So yeah, that was a Fluorite message I wanted to share. Fluorite wanted to share with the world. Anyone that's drawn to learn about Fluorite, I'll be talking a lot about it in our Equinox festival in September. Check out my page soon, and Locust Light and Healing Seeds page as well. I'm going to leave us with a beautiful tarot reading from a powerful women's deck. However, it is for any energy, male, female. Something wants to pop out. Fluorite, I think, is really helping me in my dream state. I've been really having deep interdimensional dreams and been studying that more. I feel really connected to different realities in my dream life. I dream about the same places constantly and have extremely awesome breakthroughs. Last night I had a dream in my dream world that I was in this part of the land, and I often see a black jaguar and a regular jaguar, and I'm usually very scared of them. I'm most scared of them when I think I'm resisting a truth. And the black jaguar licked my hand, and I remember feeling the, oh, I see fairies. I remember feeling their tongue on my hand. And another dream, I saw myself in a different wedding dress, but it wasn't me. I know it wasn't me, but it looked like me. Eight of Stones. Octahedron stones, 8 sides. Alright. I'm not going to read that. I'm going to let you interpret that as you wish. Stones is an earth energy. It might be grounding, solidifying plans, or creating truths for yourself. That's what I feel in my heart. Have a good day.